Oh, yeah.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Iron Panther Presents. Today, Stacie, Chris, and I are going to get into Lovecraft Country, Season 1, Episode 6. We take a trip to South Korea in the 50s. It was not a good time for Koreans or Black folks or anybody, really, to be honest. Let's get to it. Stacie, where would we like to begin?
We didn't get no Korean music, did we?
I don't remember.
I don't think so.
We got a lot of Judy Garland. We got a lot of Judy Garland.
Yeah.
We got a lot of Judy Garland.
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't remember her name. What was her name?
Gia?
Gia?
Yeah.
Yes.
Jihad.
Was that her name?
Yes.
So apparently her stepdaddy was raping her. And then her mother summoned a demon to inhabit her in order to kill the stepdaddy. That's kind of what I got from it. Is that what happened?
Yeah, the stepdaddy, yes, was raping the real daughter. The mother asked the local witch woman for a demon to protect the daughter. She didn't know that the demon would kill the daughter and take over her body. And that was the problem.
She wanted the demon to kill the daddy.
Yes, because she didn't have enough guts to do it herself.
I guess she didn't watch Eve's Bayou and didn't realize, hey, you got to be careful what you ask for. You know what I mean?
That was good.
Yeah,
that's what Lady was also on it.
What was it? What's the thing?
Summoning demons, I imagine, would be really tricky.
Well, I mean, if she knew about the demon, you would think, and there's a whole book about it. I mean, damn. I mean, you would think you read the fine print that goes to fucking like they take over, the body of the person. I mean, it's not like she heard it on the side of the street and somebody whispered it. She's like, "Hey, go check out the witch woman up the road." Like, there's a book about it. It's several chapters or something.
Yeah,
so, I think it's kind of like when you get a prescription and it has like that long.
Yeah.
May cause anal leakage, may cause blindness, but you don't care about that because you got a headache.
Yeah. Until the anal leaking comes, and then you like, oh man, I need a diaper. So I think to that it started a lot of forgiveness, right? I think like Uma, like the mother, at some point she wanted her daughter's forgiveness for not only letting her husband rape her, but then also fucking killing her. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, in the save her. I think at some point Gia, as the demon, gave her mom the opportunity to feel like, she forgave her, I think, by the end. Because they kind of bonded, even though they didn't.
I don't know if it's about forgiveness. I don't know if it's necessarily about forgiveness because I mean that the shaman basically said, like, you give me 100 bodies, I'll give your daughter, like, your daughter will come back. You know what I mean? So like that's that was the proposal. So obviously the mother has guilt, but I don't think that was I'm sorry type deal, if that makes any sense either. You know what I mean?
I see your point, but no, that was not the deal. The deal was the demon will kill the guy who's raping your daughter. Fine print, the demon's gonna take your daughter's body. All right.
What's 100? What's 100?
The 100 souls is that the demon gets to become a human, not gets to become the daughter. The mom thought she would become the daughter, and when she sang the song and shit, she was like, "Oh, you're starting to become my daughter," and that's why the demon told her, "No, damn it, I know the song because that's what your daughter was singing to your husband as he was raping her." Like, in no way was her daughter coming back.
Yeah, no, I'm saying that. Okay, what I'm saying is her mother thought that is what I'm saying. I don't think it was like she had blinders on. I think she legitimately thought 100 bodies, my daughter's back. I don't, no. Then the shaman's obviously like, well, just like, a real genie, when it comes to like you giving out wishes, there's some other shit, that comes with it. You know what I mean?
But that would imply she knew initially the demon would kill her daughter, and I'm sure that's not what she signed up for.
I don't even think that. So if you even know, like, even the whole the whole mythos when it comes to the Kumiho or whatever, it is like, which I mean HBO remixed. Like, I mean, I get it, it's Hollywood, but the actual, like, it's not, they don't inhabit a person. It's like the Wendigo or a banshee. It's the spirit who attacks the man. So I guess my point is, when she wanted the demon to come out, she just thought a demon was going to kill the stepfather. Had no idea the demon was going to go inside the daughter herself.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is I'm saying is that shaman basically did it like a wink wink. Like, the mother thought in her head was probably thinking like, oh no, a demon just like in the middle of the night, a demon is going to kill the husband and whatnot, but have no possession of the body. Is my point.
I mean, we agree on that. I'm just saying, but at some point, I think she felt guilt. Like, I think the mom felt like I caused my daughter minimum. I let my daughter be raped just for one. Okay, but number two, I caused her death. Like she didn't mean to do it, but she is the one who did it, and she felt that way, and that's why she wanted her daughter. But that's what I'm saying. And I think by the end, she saw her as her daughter. Gia saw her as her mother, and they were able to come to some type of something. When the mother was willing to sacrifice herself to help Gia figure out what's going to happen to the black man that left, or the love of her life. Excuse me.
Yeah. Real quick, I got to give a huge shout out to Miss Jamie Chung, who played the role of Gia. I have been watching her since she started out on MTV Real World back in 2004. She was on Real World, like San Diego. That's where a lot of people forget. Like, she's a great actress, but her start was on Real World. You know what I mean? So I remember her back then, and she slowly has been doing, getting out there in Hollywood, doing stuff, and seeing this episode, watching this, and I was like, you know what? All right, Jamie, do your thing, girl. You know what I mean? So she was lit. She was awesome in the house, dealing with those crazy folks in the house, and I'm glad to see that she did not have to deal with the real world curse in the sense of her actually making something of herself. You know what I mean? So that's awesome. So I had to throw that in there, because I know we're about to get into the plot, but I just wanted to throw that in there about Miss Jamie Chung. Awesome. Sorry.
I know who the hell she was, but she is an amazing actress. But Stacie
started off reality TV too.
I got off the Real World in 1994. I was like,
damn, you're old school, man.
I watched it when it was real. Well, anyway, that's the story.
I like that. I watched Cops. That was the first reality show.
Anyway, that's not the video. Yeah. So sorry, but Stacie, what are your thoughts? What else would you like to explore in this episode?
I learned that speed dating is at least 50 years old.
Yeah,
I thought it was a new thing.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
And it's like bingo too.
Yeah,
and apparently nobody really. Yeah, and apparently nobody really liked her like that. They were like, no.
Yeah.
I want you.
It's that it's the demon. It's that demon. He doesn't know how to conversate. Yeah.
So which one needed the bingo? Was it the women or was it the men? It seemed like the women needed to get a man. Like it looked like the men had the leverage.
Yeah, I mean, it's the 1950s, dude, especially in Korea, of course.
Even in America. I mean, not that we want to be single, but
like you don't choose a man chooses you. You know what I mean? That's how that worked. Especially in Korea. That's how Korea back then. You know what I mean? That's just how it was. And I hate to say it, even in countries today, it's still like that.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
They still got arranged marriages in modern 2020. I thought
gay. That guy at the end who kind of knew about the whole Judy Garland thing.
Yeah.
I think he's gay. Because
he likes show tunes? Because he likes
and the fact that homegirl even said like, oh, he's dull and whatnot, and she even kind of hinted like he was like just trying to fit in or whatever. I think he was. I think that's what that was. You know,
Stacie, what are your thoughts?
I don't know. I thought it was weird, like her and her little nurse friend and how they would like hold hands. Like, was that symbolic of something, or were they just really good friends, or like I didn't know if that was it had meaning to it or whatever.
Yeah. I was getting the lesbian vibe from her. That's what I was feeling. I was like, either she's a lesbian.
Yeah.
I was like, either she's a lesbian or she's a fellow demon, like one of them. But they clearly had something going on. But I was like, because she was. Well, I mean, that's what she was. I'm saying, but not in a bad way. Or, besides, destroying men, tearing men apart. But
yeah, just that. But
just that part. But again, she stays in the neighborhood. Just real quick, her murder pool is the village or what the fuck. Like, eventually, people need to start figuring out that men are just popping off and not and disappearing. And at some point, they're gonna be like, oh, one of them went with her and never came back, and she knocked down 99 men. Like, that's got to be a good part of the population. I mean, shit, she's probably the reason why they got to do speed dating, because she fuck,
ain't no man left.
Because she killed them all. God damn.
Ain't no good men out there. Yeah, because you killed them all. Ain't
no bruh,
no,
that should have been in the episode.
I know, right? That should have been in there.
That should have been in the episode. You keep on killing them, bitch. Like, stop it.
No, you know what? But to your point, it's funny that both of y'all said. I thought that they had I thought that was like a lesbian type deal.
Yeah.
At first too, until it showed that she did not know how to fit. Like, when you found out what the spirit and demon was.
Yes.
And then you found out, and that's when it hit me. That's when I was like, oh, like the whole idea. She didn't know what connection was, which is why she was so drawn into Hollywood cinema. You know what I mean? Because she thought oh, this is what it means to be happy. You know what I mean? Like, just smile and be happy, like Judy Garland. Like, you know what I mean? And that's what she thought. She even, as you saw in the beginning, she fantasized about this. She had a little own show tune, which we found out was all in her head. You know what I mean? But but yeah. So I feel like that at that moment, and then it hit me. So I was like, oh, okay, that's not what that whole touching of the hand was. It was, she felt a connection for the first time, and I guess since she was a little girl, since the Camijo inhabited her body, perhaps. You know what I mean? And so yeah, it's that was crazy. What so no, I enjoyed the episode.
Of course.
I love the fact that it was so far away from home. It took place all in Korea. I like how different that HBO takes it. Obviously, like every episode, everything is different in there. Obviously, exploring different genres, but I love that it wasn't even afraid to even have the majority of the episode to even be in subtitles or whatnot. Like, they could have, and you see it in movies all the time. Like, yeah. I mean, Chernobyl was great. It was a great film. I mean, a great miniseries or whatnot. But if they wanted to be realistic, they wouldn't have had it in English. You know what I mean? Like, they were in Russia, Ukraine and all those different places and whatnot. And that's how they typically, go with it. But I thought it was great that everybody was speaking Korean for the most part, obviously until the Americans came by. You know what I mean? So, so I mean, and then the scenery I thought was great. The background, everything, just the whole, even having Judy Garland. And then I love the fact that even towards the end when she was trying to figure out what it means, is she a monster or whatnot? And you hear Judy Garland's voice, much older voice right before she passed away, and basically kind of saying hey, everyone loves you when you're on the screen, but there's a lot of people that says bad things about you, and they don't know the real you. You know what I mean? Which I thought was amazing. It's really great to see writers kind of acknowledge what they're showing in the beginning, showing a happy Judy Garland, and then you hear the voice of an aging Judy Garland basically saying my life wasn't all roses. It's what you saw on the TV, but there's a lot of people demonized me and thought I was so and so and this, and they never really knew the real me. And I was like, damn, that's bars. So yeah. So what about you, man? What did you think?
I didn't know that was Judy Garland. I mean, with considering every other episode, I thought it was some historical civil rights leader that I'd never heard of, and I felt bad. I was gonna be like, Chris, what famous black woman is this that I don't know about? And it's damn Judy Garland. I was like, my fault. Either way, I didn't know who it was. But it was still impressive. But I think anyway. Just real quick. I think Gia was feeling human connection. I think her friend, there was something there on her side. I believe there was some kind of love or something going on, to the point that she sacrificed herself, for her. And we can get to that because Tick is a monster. But But Stacie, what else? What you think we'd like to go to?
Speaking of Tick, like he shoots her homegirl, and then a few minutes later, he's like, "Oh, hi, how are you?" Like, you don't remember you blowing my friend's brains all over my face? Like, you were just chilling.
So that was a lot of time span between those two moments. He went off, and so let's start with Tick went batshit crazy. He all that abuse of his dad, and he went to Korea. Like he said, the war did what his dad tried to do, was make this dude an absolute monster when he wants to be. Even more reason why Letty needs to get her shit together, because that's not a healthy relationship. But we'll get to that.
She can't because she's pregnant.
Oh, that's gonna be awesome. And that's another. Well, hold on.
He is too.
I was about to say that. I mean, they were busting all kinds of nuts in this episode. I'm like,
it's gonna be a boring episode. It's gonna be like Steven Springer. It'd be like, Jerry Springer. Sorry, Jerry Springer would be like, "Say that's my man. He carried my baby. Well, hell yeah. Well, I'm pregnant too. I'm pregnant too. Like, ooh,
oh shit."
Like,
and then Maury's gonna come out and be like, "Tick, you are not the father." He's gonna start dancing like, "What the?"
And matter of fact, the father is the soul. Is the souls that she inhabited.
Oh shit! That's
the other 99 dudes.
No, that's
the other 99. Yeah. 99.
I got 99 souls, but a bitch ain't one.
Yeah.
So, is it? I want to talk about this whole thing of like forgiveness. To me, like Gia, like you said, Gia saw this man kill two of her coworkers. Likely kill her friend, which she confirms later, and she still falls in love with this dude. She's still like, I could do it. You know what I'm saying? Like all that bullshit aside, he's something in there that I can be with. And I thought that was like awesome, right? I don't know. I don't know if I can fuck that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like once she like sucked on his brains and saw him torturing her friend, I would have been 100. There you go. I got my soul, and I'll find me another man. It's got to be another black man in Korea who did not murder your friend. Like,
but they're both pieces of shit, though. I mean, I guess if anything, like I thought they were great parallels to each other. Like, I hear you, yeah. I mean, and if anything, I thought it was great that finally after 5 episodes, because up until now, you know, they give you the idea that Tick is like the hero. Like, everyone is a piece of shit, but Tick is great. You know what I mean? You know, and then all of a sudden you see, no, like there's even your hero in a movie, there should be grays in there. The whole typical, the trope you see of U.S. soldiers in every movie, they always do good things like, hey, it's just a kid, don't shoot him. Let's be real. That's some westernized shit. That's some westernized Hollywood shit. Realistically, if you want to even look at the Korean War, they were doing some crazy shit. Now, sometimes, you know, so I looked at that scene, I'm like, damn. Like I was like, yep, okay. He shot the girl. Horrible. Same time, I also looked at, I was like, well, fuck. Especially back, like, around that time, and if I was in that position, I can't say I wouldn't have necessarily not done that either. I hate to say it. You can call me a monster, whatever. You know, but you can also call her a monster for doing what she did, you know, if you want to go that route. So but saying just like her, she felt that she thought that she didn't have a choice because here her mother's telling her she must do it. He's thinking the same thing. You know, I'm thinking like, I have to do this because my unit needs this, and if I don't do that, I'm going to be seen as a traitor. You know what I mean? And that's, you know, so I felt like there was a lot of layers to it rather than just straight up monster, just you know, just label him a monster and that's it, cut and dry. He's evil because I'm sorry, but there's no perfect person. The only perfect person died more than 2,000 years ago. So, you know what I mean? If you want to go in anybody's past, I bet you're going to find some really bad shit. You know what I mean? That does not make you like pure monster. You know what I mean? Because, you know, so that's how I looked at it. You know what I mean? And she would be the last person to talk about some damn monster. She shot one girl in the head and she killing 99 motherfuckers. You know, but okay.
Stacie, what are you talking
Come on, Stacie, bring the heat. Let's go.
Well, yes, I think the symbolism in that they are both monsters and therefore are equally yoked, I guess, then it makes them a perfect couple. Like,
Right.
I'm a monster,
Right.
you're a monster, like, we here, right?
Wow.
So in that sense, I can see maybe they bonded. She kind of saw his pain in his, I guess, growing up as a child, and she probably felt something for him, because it was like at one point she was gonna kill him, and then she was able to control the demon, where it seems like before she could never control it. So I don't know why him. Like I said, it could have been any other guy who's a sweetheart, maybe who didn't have such a traumatic past that she fell in love with, but she picked Tick. I don't know. Maybe that loving was really good and she wanted to keep him around.
So, okay, we're gonna get to the loving. We're gonna get to the loving later because I got a whole other problem with that. But but she felt it was a conversation, right? Like once he came back as a wounded soldier, right? Like, and he was vulnerable, and she was gonna kill him right then and there. But once she had to read to him, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like she talked to him. Like, she didn't use her powers to see who he was. She got to know him. I mean, it wasn't until the end, really, that, you know, that when she almost killed him, that she was like, oh, I can see, you know, your pain and where you came from. But they still were able to fall in love with each other. They were still able to build a relationship, which I thought, you know, was beautiful. But like, she still had, but she saw, like, she, unlike him, she knew who he was and what he did. And she still, you know, tried to work it out, you know, with him. And, you know, in the end, and it was Uncle George, his true daddy, thank you, who helped him win her over by sending him the movie and stuff, not the fucking beater Montrose. Okay, you know, and I say, and I thought, in the end, when he was like, when he gave her the movie thing and they boned for the first time, like, he said, like, she said, how did you get this movie over here? And he said, my Uncle George got it for me.
Yeah, no one. Okay.
So I was like, well, you're looking at me like, I was like, what? I was like, anyway, I'm just saying, like,
no. But you were saying, like, I told you. I'm like, oh, no.
No, I'm just saying, I'm like, it was great that, like, it was his dad. Like, either way, I'm saying, I think this further goes to the point of Uncle George is his dad, and eventually we will find this out. Which I thought was awesome. But I like the idea of, often we saw the oppressed become the oppressors, right? Like, up to now, we've seen black men, like, you know, and it's the 1950s, it's segregated America, you know, being completely abused across America. And then they go to another country, and now they're the abusers. Now they're killing these people and showing them no mercy. The same kind of experience they would feel. And I thought that was interesting. And even his Korean friend was even in a worse situation, because she, remember, right? Because she was like, why don't you stay here?
Anywhere. Yeah.
I'm not welcome anywhere.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, he wouldn't either. Tick wouldn't either. Like, I mean, Tick today would have been welcomed in Korea, perhaps, but even then, like you know, let's. One thing I thought they were going to touch on, and they didn't, was even back then, the whole idea of Koreans not getting along with black people back then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Still, in some circles that's still going on. You know what I mean? But I like that how they did that with the friend, at least. You know what I mean? I thought they were going to go a little bit further, but it's cool.
Yeah.
You know.
So, I did think they were.
They said, "Have you met Judy Garland?" I was like, "Yeah, only way you want me if I was the butler and he was the chauffeur." And she was like, "I don't get it," and I like that because it showed how innocent she wasn't, or in the sense of, like, they don't understand. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, the whole idea of, like, you guys are American, you guys should be good. And I love how they showcased and said, "Look, like this is, you know, this. I mean, we're you know." We're here to save you guys and try to free you guys, but we ain't even free ourselves. You know what I mean? And I like the fact that the Korean dude emphasized, like, look, man, I was drafted. Like, you know what I mean? This motherfucker here, he freaking volunteered. You know what I mean? So, you know, I thought that was pretty cool. You know what I mean? But I found it interesting, and I want to get y'all take, though, the fact that he did volunteer, obviously, to get away from his father. We know that, right? And he said that a couple times already throughout the season, to get away. But do y'all think it kind of mirrored his like the way that he's so annoyed and pissed off at his father, but also loved his father in the sense of he brought his favorite book. He brought the Count of Monte Cristo. Was that, I mean, how'd y'all feel about that? Like, as much as he, especially the previous episode that we saw and what he did to his pops, what would you say about that relationship. You know what I mean? That the fact that he still had it, he was reading his own book, like his pop's favorite book, even though he's trying to get far, far away from him. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm just kind of curious what y'all think.
Stacie?
I think it's almost like a Stockholm syndrome type situation, where you fall in love with your captor or your abuser or whatever. Like you want to get away with them, but you still love them. You're still connected to them.
And that's interesting. I think talk to, and also like his real dad, he loves to read. Like I mean, he loves books. You know, like anyway, right? You know what I'm saying?
He got all kinds of books. Why that one?
As I was saying, and to your point, you know, I'm saying as much as he says like he doesn't want to be his dad, you know, he don't want to be Montrose's son. He's, you know, he still is. He was raised by him. You know, what I'm saying he's still influenced by him, in what he reads and his violence. You know, what I'm saying like he's a product of his upbringing. You know, and he can't no matter how far he goes, he can't get away from that. You know, and so maybe reading the book, he was like, oh, you know, I'm trying to remember the good times, the few good times I had with my dad. But yeah, it was interesting, and that the book was the one that brought him to her. Like that's how G and him really got together, because she thought she knew everything because she watched the movie. He was like, "Nah, that's not how the book goes." And you can't judge.
Was that supposed to be like a play on words on the show? But like, look, there's a show called Lovecraft Country, and we going completely different from the book. Was that supposed to be like a wink? Like, matter of fact, this episode had nothing to do with the book. Like, wink, wink. Like, you know what I mean? I was like, did they just break the fourth wall unconsciously? I felt like they just broke the fourth wall when they did that.
See, to me,
I did.
I thought they were saying you can't judge a book by its cover. Like you don't think you know it until you get into it. To say like with him, right? Like she can't think she knows him because she saw him murder her friend. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, get to like go look on the inside and you'll see it's different. You may think you know how this is going, how this is gonna go, but you don't know until you really get into it. I thought. And to your point, also, it could be like they were like, you know, the movie, the cinematic is not like books a lot of times.
Yeah. So leave us the hell alone about asking us like, why do we do this to Georgia? Why do we blah 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 blah? And where's Caleb at? You know what I mean? Shut up.
So I want to let's talk. The more important thing I'll talk about his future, right? So we see through her visions that he's gonna get baptized. Letty's still there. And eventually he gets strapped down to something, and that's what she says you're gonna die. Like it ain't looking good. You know, when this thing, and she tried to warn after almost killing him. She was like, "You about to die?" He's like, "Yeah, bitch. If I stay here with you, I'm out."
Yeah, you fool.
Maybe that's where he learned violent sex from. But we'll get to that.
I wonder if he thought that was if he was hallucinating, because he's so into his books. He's so into reading like H.P. Lovecraft that when that happened to him, I'm wondering if he initially was like, "Nah, I drunk that shit." Like, yo, I drank too much of that Korean wine. Like, I wonder if he thought like that's what happened and really, like, you know what I mean? Like, because it just had to. Because even like him, like kind of daydreaming on that bus or whatnot, I'm like, why didn't Jamie Chung, when she descended from the spaceship, why, you know, where was her
tentacles and shit?
And shit, or, you know what I mean? Like,
so,
you know,
Stacie, what do you think about the future? What do you think about the premonitions?
The what?
Like her vision of what's gonna happen to him. The fact that she's trying to warn him still, even in the first episode.
I don't know. Is it something like he can prevent? Maybe, like maybe don't go into whatever she saw, and then he'll stay alive, or he's just gonna die. Does he die in the book? I mean, I guess you probably won't want to tell us that, Chris.
Chris?
Was that?
Does he die in the book?
I still didn't hear the question. What's that?
Are you just being funny?
Okay, never mind.
It's fine, man. All
Never mind.
All right. But
so you want me to answer something like that?
All right, man. All right. If his eyes closed, I mean, people have come back from the dead and plenty of other things, so he'll be fine long term. You know what I'm saying? So it still could be true and not be true that.
Right, because I don't think George is dead.
Oh, George is dead as fuck. I mean, nah. We'll see him at the crossroads. But
or it might be Jacob Marley did, like where he's dead, but he might come back, as a warning. You don't think he's gonna come back
he's Kanan dead.
No, I mean like Ghost. No, I'm talking about Ghost, and I don't mean that Ghost.
But Kanan died twice.
But he came back as a vision, is what I'm saying. Like, he's going to be in his head. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be walking around talking about, oh, fuck, Kanan. I mean, he's going to be like, oh, Uncle George. He's like, hey, man, what's going on?
Kanan was supposed to die in that fire, and he came back, so whatever.
Okay, we get off track. Okay, so, but yes, I'm saying he's probably going to come back as a vision. I would say, Can I get into the sexual history real quick? Or is there anything else you want to discuss?
Oh, shit. Oh, you just... hold on, Stacie, you first, and then I might want to. Yeah, go ahead. You first.
I don't have anything.
All right.
Yeah. Well, okay. So I'll say this because I already know where this convo is going to go. So I'll at least say this as far as the character of Gia. I can't wait to see where her character goes from here. Yes. Clearly, when we saw the shaman, she said, "Look, like, there's going to be a lot of bodies. You're going to have a big body count coming up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wonder, like, she only needs one more body left. I'm wondering, like, I don't know. Does she already has it? Does she take the soul of her own mother, perhaps? You know what I mean? Maybe that could be the thing. Who knows? Like, clearly, and that's the thing too. I thought this was going to just be like a one-off episode where it's like you see the background and that was it. But the way that ended, and especially with that phone call that he had in the previous episodes, like, how did you know? That's on. Even though I will say this, I'm a little upset with that. The whole like, how did you know? I'm like, motherfucker, everybody dies. Like, you know what I mean? Like, how did you know I was going to die around this? Like, motherfucker, you in the sundown town. You could have died then, bitch. Like, you know what I mean? Like, don't go back home. There's still racism. You might die. Like
you a black man in segregated America. You are going to die.
A black man living in the 1950s. You know what I mean? And you are way too smart for your own good. You're a dead man walking. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's the only thing. That's the only thing that kind of made me be like, oh, like when I was like, oh, I'm like, oh, I was like, no, don't turn into the stars, HBO. Don't do that because now you're making that phone call seems mad weak. That phone call looked a little mad weak, though. You know what I mean? So because she don't even say how he died. She's like, you just died. I'm like, yeah. It's like, little does she know, I have a virus, and therefore I might die or after. It could have been anything. So I'm sorry, I had to rant about that. But
that's all good. Go ahead. It's all good.
Talk about the sex stuff. So let's
all
go.
Right. No. So before we get into my own issue, to your point, I thought the mom was done. Like, but before her mom went back to the shaman to be like, I will take the burden for my daughter to know the future of her the man that she loved. I thought she was going to be number 100, and that was going to be it. So I totally agree with you on that. Considering they're in the middle of the Korean War with plenty of communists killing them and American soldiers abusing them, you would think it wouldn't be that hard to find a American soldier to murder. Like, it can't be. It couldn't have been that difficult. She could have found 100 easy.
No, I don't think she wants to though. Remember that conversation she had with her friend? She said her friend even said it's okay to be different. And she said, and she said, okay, you know what I mean? She thought about that. So I think she cut herself off. You were absolutely right. She could have got another piece of shit or whatever, but she was like, nah, I'm cool. You know what I mean? Like, her friend influenced her.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Practicality, okay. You're right. That don't make no damn sense. Like, what if she does fall in love again and she can't control that bitch?
Right.
At least so my outlook is get one asshole. Just get one fucking asshole.
Yes.
Get him out the way, and then you can have all the great sex without you being like, I hope I don't get too pleased.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
She's one orgasm away for killing this dude.
Unless you plans to never have sex again, then okay, then I can understand.
I mean, what happens when she masturbates? I mean, does the tentacle start coming out then too? I mean,
her own soul.
I'm just saying. I mean, these things. This is practicality.
Does she have a soul?
Does she what?
I said, does she have a soul?
I don't.
Well, no, she does like a demon.
Well, now she does.
Yeah, well, no, she don't have a soul now. She hasn't killed 100. Huh?
Right. She kind of reminded me of Dilique on American Gods. If y'all have ever watched that show, whenever she has sex with somebody, they like she sucks them into her vagina.
Yeah. That was
Yeah,
That's pretty awesome.
And it would be easier than cleaning up the blood every time she
Yeah.
kills somebody. You see, like,
Yeah.
fuck 'em up in there.
That's not very practical shit. I mean, you got a whole kill room every 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Dexter at least put up plastic.
Her mom is bomb at cleaning though. I say
What?
that. Her mom is bomb at cleaning.
Right?
Okay? Yo, she's cleaning. Yo. I hope she's still alive because I'll pay her to clean my house. If she's able to clean all that blood so easily like that, you know what I mean? Like, for I'm talking about dirt and laundry. Of course, David can't help. His mind going to just go there. His mind going to go there.
You don't ask this woman to be your maid. You don't do that to this woman.
Huh?
She deserves better than that. You can't be like, girl, you should be my maid because you know I clean up blood. That's not right. Oh, I'm sorry, man. My bad.
That wasn't what I was trying to get at.
That's what you said, though. That's what you said.
I said to clean the house. Damn, that could have been anything.
Shit. A maid? What do you think a maid does? I'm sorry, we're not speaking like you want her to clean your house. That's what a maid does.
I mean,
it's
I've had corporate clean my house. That don't mean they're my maid.
I'm saying. What? Anyway. Damn. All right. You said you want to hire. All right. My fault, man. Anything else? All right, so, but yeah, she's amazing. Again, why hasn't the village figured out that black men just disappear in his fucking house and there's blood every other day? Why has nobody figured this shit out? Like,
because a black man,
it's
they don't
poor.
give a fuck.
They may have got captured or something.
I know. I'm like half the population is gone, and this woman keeps on having new men show up. I mean, anyway, we already had that discussion.
I will say in the defense of the Korean War, a lot of people like either went missing and died. Like a lot of fucking people. You know what I mean?
But how many of them dated the same woman? You know what I'm saying? Eventually, you start knowing some coincidences. Is what I'm saying.
I mean, sure, but like when she picked up the first guy we saw, the dude from Heroes. Shout out to Heroes. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So anyway,
you good, man. You good.
Yeah. But it didn't look like he's like, hey, see that cute guy over there or whatnot. I don't know if there's going to be like a police statement saying, hey, yeah, there was a woman over here that exchanged glances and whatnot. You know what I mean? She's already practically invisible to everybody already. So, you know what I mean? That's probably how she wants to stay in order for her mom to get what she wants. You know what I mean?
All right.
So, if anything, her doing that speed dating thing would have got her found out much easier. Be like, everyone who gets a circle next to Jihad's name, they all disappear.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, to the high body count.
Perry Mason on that.
Huh?
Then you had to get Perry Mason on that.
Yeah, you got Perry Mason on that shit. He'll figure it out because he's a Texas. Anyway, that's another HBO show. So to your point, I think the body count is gonna be she flies to America and saves her man. That's what I'm thinking. Like she goes full like demon what fuck and like saves him.
Yeah. And Letty be like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah, what about Letty?
Hey, she's gonna be one of the victims. She better back the fuck up. Like, hey, who took his virginity? Gia. All right, she got there first. So now let's get into it. So, as if you watched our videos, you know that I was concerned, and so was Stacie, was concerned about the level of aggression, let's say, that Tick has shown in his sex scenes with Letty. And I was concerned about this. And I was like, why is this like this? And I'm thinking he had an abusive dad. He don't know any better. That's just how he expresses himself, right? We see in this episode, he doesn't know this. I know he doesn't know this, but he's having sex with a sex demon, someone who can literally rip him apart and walk away from it. And he's crying like a little girl, like, please be gentle with me. You know, say, this is my first time. His first few times at sex was soft and gentle. And when he nutted for the first time, she held him close and let him cry and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, why didn't he show that type of consideration for Letty? Why does Letty get the abusive, just take it and I'm going to walk away shit? Okay, then what about the black woman that he slept with when he got to Florida? Whoever the fuck she is, she don't look beat up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it looked like she rolled off. I'm like, I don't like this. Like, I'm irritated. I'm just saying. He should show the same type of consideration that he got. All right? Even when he found out it was her first time, he should have been gentle the second time. But he's still like, I'm going to take it. Fuck that dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, he needs to go to some therapy and work that shit out. All right, I'm better.
It's a lot of men going to have to do that then.
All right, okay, fuck it. We get in on that. Any closing thoughts?
No, I'm just saying a lot of men would have to go to therapy then.
No, bro, it's not the same thing, man. Like this dude, it's not right. It's not right with how you did Letty. I'm wrong, Stacie. You not agree? Any thoughts?
He was a little rough. Well, I don't think he loves Letty. I think she's kind of a placeholder.
Mm-hmm.
Gia is his love. Like he doesn't love her. And you can tell by his interaction with her. He doesn't love her.
Like he's physically.
Because I guarantee you, if Gia shows up and they have sex, it's not going to be like that.
Because he knows she'll kill her. She'll kill him.
Yeah. Well, not to mention the way he feels about her is different too. You know what I mean? So.
And he was about to head back to Florida because remember Letty brought that up last week, and it's like so again. I mean she don't know about the girl in Florida. You know what I'm saying? But and so then Gia saw the future. She saw him with the woman in Florida. She saw him with Letty, not necessarily sex, but I'm sure she knows that she's in his life. And she still cares. You know. I mean, she's still like, I know he tortured my friend, and she still cares. She still wants to know what's going to happen with him. That's real love right there. Maybe in the end, they have passionate sex with the tentacles. Maybe it all comes together. Like he can accept.
And maybe he knows a spell now. Now that he's a spellcaster.
Oh yeah.
Now he got some pages now.
Yeah.
Be like,
Well, maybe he'll just bring her a body so she can get her 100 bodies.
Yeah.
And then
That's
it.
Yeah.
Like, hey, Tree, get your ass over here. Tree, get over here. Finally got you a woman.
It's gonna be that sheriff. That's messing with him. But Chris, huh?
That sheriff did, right? What sheriff are you talking about?
No, the one with the black body and the white head, which I didn't even notice. Like my friend.
How you didn't notice?
I did. I was so fascinated about the dude just hanging in the closet, and I didn't notice his different colored body parts. My bad. Yeah. I'll pay attention to everything. My fault. But certain things stick with me. You know what I'm saying? Just saying. I see that.
We've seen.
I get y'all, man. You know, I stand on this by myself. It's fine. But anyway, I'm saying like he could use the Sons of Adam powers to give her a soul just without having her have to kill somebody. That could be a thing. She's accepted him as being a killer, like in the sense of he killed her friend, and he needs to accept her for what she is, because he still don't even know that. She tried to explain, he just ran the fuck out, so he don't even know what the tentacle things is about. So she can huh?
I do not blame him. Like I might love, I could love you and shit like that, and all of a sudden I see shit jouting out your eyeballs. Are you telling me you won't have no part? You just gonna be like, well, I love you so much, I'm just gonna let that go, even though that thing tried to strangle me just now.
You know what? After I killed two of your friends and pulled your friend's teeth out, we can have a conversation. It's gonna take a little bit. It's gonna take a little bit.
Yes, torture sucks, but there's no torturing of like having the teeth come out with some tentacles either. You know what I mean?
She didn't stick the thing. She didn't stick the thing up his ass like her first victim. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Semantics. That's still weird.
I'm just saying.
Both is weird. Is my point.
I'm saying she was cool.
Make it not weird just because he didn't have nothing shoved up his ass. You know what I mean?
It could get weird either way, man. He could be into that. Let's just see where it goes. Let's just say he could be open to it. All right. Let's not put strings on this relationship. Anyway. All right.
Oh, I want to comment. If you guys have been following our videos, I'm seeing a trend. I feel like the cinema gods are messing with us right now, because I notice every single time Iron Panther here says, this is probably the most weirdest scene. There's another episode of something, whether it's The Boys and whatnot, ups the ante. 3 days ago, if you watched our videos, 3 days ago, we just reviewed the latest episode of The Boys. The thing that Mr. Davis said was, hey, this is by far the most violent sex scene I have ever seen. And all of a sudden, Lovecraft Country episode 6 said, hold my beer. You know what I mean? Stop. If you stop. Thanks a lot, J. Thanks a lot. Next episode is going to be much weirder shit. There's going to be some alien shit. It's going to be more is because you brought it into existence. Now this is how we're going to have this all every episode now. Thank you.
Next episode looks absolutely amazing. Like I can't.
It's kind of in the book. Some of it looks kind of out of it, but some of it was like, oh yeah, Hippolyta and.
That's going to be an amazing story. I look forward to that. Any closing thoughts, Stacie? Before we go.
Nope. Good episode.
Who needs to die? Who needs to die?
Oh yeah, that's right.
I don't know they kill people off on this show. But yeah, Tick's gonna get it. He's a goner.
All right. Yeah. But you think he's coming back though? You think he's coming back, or you think he really gonna be gone?
Yeah, he'll come back.
Okay.
Maybe his warlock baby will come back and save him.
Yeah, both of them. So did we say that on camera yet? That they're both pregnant? Did we say that?
Yeah. We did.
Oh, my fault. All right. So both of his babies are coming. His black baby and his Asian baby. They're gonna bind together. They're gonna make a whole new cast of wizards. They're gonna open their own Harry Potter place. Integrated though. Integrated. Oh. Yes.
I would say I'm hoping for me. I hope to see more. I mean, they already kind of hinted that you're gonna see more Jihad. I'm looking forward to it. I thought it was kind of interesting when they kind of even brought in the character that wasn't even mentioned in the book ever. You know what I mean? So I was really impressed how HBO somehow kind of still fitted into the whole world of Lovecraft Country, without making it seem like corny and not making it just seem like it's a side story. Because yes, it technically it is a side story in the sense of like what led him to this. But I feel like the fact that we had this episode, it told us a lot more about Tick himself, as well as what's possibly yet to come as well. So I'm looking forward to it. And like I said in the beginning, I love that how like every episode just seems to be like a different type of genre and different type of setting. If y'all saw the preview for the next episode, you're getting that as well. So it's still continuing that trend. So yeah, awesome.
All right. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Stacie. And thank all of you for watching. You're why we do this. And thank you for putting up with us. I guess me mostly. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Please like the video and comment on the video. Share the video. Then I go too far, as Chris wants to say. Put in the comments. Oh, yeah. That's the part I'm talking about. That dude got it. And there's no saliva involved, for the record.
There's no saliva. Oh, yeah, here we go. Damn, yeah, I knew spit was going to come in.
Hey, you brought it up.
No, I did not.
You pointed to the picture, Chris.
What did that have to do with saliva? There was no saliva.
What you wanted me to say? You know I was going to say it. Once you point to the picture.
I said apparently I said
Don't trigger me, man. Don't trigger me about stuff. You know how I feel about these things. All right. So anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. We very much appreciate you. And we will see you next week.